Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Medu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore. And friends, as we all know, Medu Study is your own channel initiative in which it discusses various management topics and subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, we have 5 different modules which are marketing, human resource management, strategic management, operations and organization behavior. We get very good feedback from our dear subscribers. They keep on asking for more content and give suggestions. From last couple of weeks, many of our subscribers were saying that they want more content on OM and want more videos so that OM gets completed faster. So now for next some videos we will add content on OM. Today's video is 8th video in operations management series and it is plant layout 4. So if you have not seen previous 3, please see so that a sense of continuity comes. Video number 5, 6, 7, you can know what plant layout is all about, why it is important, what all different techniques are there, methods are there, and in last video we even solved a numerical for it. Let us begin today's video with another numerical. So understand this question. A computer manufacturer needs to design the assembly stations in factory where cabinet housing the hard disk, motherboard and other accessories are to be done. Factory currently works for one shift 8 hour. Task and the duration precedence relationship are given below. Okay, so important pointers from operations point of view. One shift 8 hours precedence. So what is this precedence? Then we will come to this table. So this says 8 is the first task, H is the last task. B, C, D, E are parallel. Then input output of B and C goes to F. C also services G. All this combines come over here. So for example, what does this tell? This tells that G task cannot begin until and unless C has been finished. C cannot begin until and unless A has been done. So for G these are necessary. But for D only A is necessary. This is what precedence diagram is all about. Now these are the 8 tasks. Let us see. Assemble and position the base unit. For operations point of view, these technological things are not important for us. What is important is the durations and the sequence. Okay. Assemble and position the base unit. It takes 70 seconds. Then installation of hard disk 80. Parallelly you install the motherboard 40 seconds. Insert ports which is 20 seconds. Install speakers. Now after having B and C you can do F, which is connect relevant modules to the motherboard and disk, and there is install controller, and all these outputs then go to H, which is visual inspect and close the cover plate. Another data point is given. First it is saying cycle time is 80 seconds. How many cabinets you can make daily? Okay, so very simple. See, we will go to the calculation later on. Total time of shift is given, time for one is given, how many total divided by time for one. Then desired production. Second it is saying you want to make 320 cabinets, so how many units are basically required. Now let us see the solution. In first one, like we said, total available time 8 hours. 8 hours minutes seconds, 8 into 60 into 60, whatever is the number, and cycle time is 80. Divide, so you can get 360 is the daily production rate. Now in second it is saying that instead of 360 we want only 320 cabinets, correct? So total available time divided by production rate, so 90 seconds is the cycle time. So now we know to calculate how many production units workstations are required. Now we go back to the previous slide in which we discussed that there are 8 tasks and different durations are given. Calculate the total, so you will know how much total time is there. 70 plus 80, 40, 20, 40, 30, 50, 50, 50 plus 50, 100, 130, 170, 190, 230, 310 and 380. So 380 is the total time. So now we have understood total time is 380, cycle time is 90, divide 4.22. Now number of workstations will always be an integer. 4.22 cannot be there. So round it off to the next number, which is 5. Now we also need to see how much average utilization we are doing, correct? All tasks are 380, 5 into 90, so 85 approx percent is the utilization which we are doing. So this was all about the process layout. Now second is group technology layout. In group technology layout, what you do, subdividing a universe of machine and component into subgroups. So many things are there. You club relevant activities, make subgroups out of it. That is this particular technology. Each subgroup of component form a part of family and is endowed with corresponding subgroup of machines known as machine groups. Different machine groups are also there. Each subgroup is referred to as cell. Now each subgroup, basically what you are doing, we are calling it as cell. So different cells are making your entire unit, that is group technology layout. GT layout design is done with the systematic analysis of machine component incident matrix. Number of methods are available. Now how to identify this subgroup? 5 techniques: production flow analysis, also known as your PFA, clustering technique, matrix manipulation methods, graph theory, mathematical modeling methods. Just remember this name. For specialization purpose, there are different techniques in which you can study, but currently for OM1 we just need to know the name of these techniques. Now let us understand with a very simple example. Okay, this is a matrix, machine and component. Here machines are given, A to J means total 10 machines, and here 1 to 20 components are there. This is before grouping. So what does this tell? This tells that in machine A, component 1, 4, 7 are there. Now what do you mean by making group? By making group we mean that we need to find out which are the machines which have same components. So just check this row. Again D has 1, 4, 7, F has 1, 4, 7. So A, D and F becomes a group. Now let us identify one more group. Check this. G has 6, 9, 11, 12, 16 and 19. Similarly H has 6, 9, 11, 12, 16, 19. J has 6, 9, 11, 12, 16 and 19. So Gij along with 6, 9, 11, 12, 16 and 19 become a group. So similarly we make different groups. After this grouping, this is what our chart looks. So you remember we had made GHJ as one group. Similarly we have made A, D and F one group of 1, 4, 7. So many components and so many machines we have grouped into 4 basic clusters. This is what this method is all about. Next is technology issues in process designs. What all issues can occur? First is inherent limitations on account of mid-volume, mid-variety nature of manufacturing. So in our previous video we had discussed that there are 3 types of manufacturing: high volume manufacturing, high variety manufacturing, and third is the mid-volume and mid-variety. Work in process level are generally high and machine utilized tends to be low. So like in example also we saw machine utilization was only 84.5%. So basically 15% of your capacity was going unutilized. Some studies conducted revealed that only 5 to 10% of total time spent in shop contributed to actual media cutting operations. To overcome this, now basically one way to improve productivity is to design a technology to attain a better process, and there are 2 methods. First is known as FMS, which is flexible manufacturing system, and second is AMHS, automated material handling system. Let us just see some description of these technologies. FMS basically is, there is 3 units. One is load unload, primary MHS and secondary MHS. There is a system controller, for example a computer or a computing unit which is controlling all the decisions. Here are the machine tools which are the main equipments, and then some auxiliary equipments which are may be required, may not be required. Now there can be 2 kinds of flow in any kind of system. One is flow of information. So whenever you are giving some signals, right, you are doing some command, that is information is flowing. And second is physical material flowing, that is known as material flow. So whenever we make such diagram, thin line is used for information flow and thick line is used for material flow. So in this diagram, if we have to identify where material is flowing, it is flowing between load unload and primary MHS, primary and secondary, and this. So between system controller, for example, the command giving thing is only information. There is no material which is flowing. This is one example of FMS. Second is automated material handling system, which is also called as AMHS. First example, automated storage system used for large scale bulk storage as well as small inline buffer storage. So you know in many households also you will have a thing that after your equipment is completely full, automatic cutoff is there so that there is no leakage. It is similar example. Second, automated transport system used to move part and product from storage system to product operation. Very common example which we observe is the red light, correct? In red light what happens? To maintain the transport flow, automatically red light turns into green to yellow and all. Similarly, in your big production modules also, automated transport system can be implemented. So friends, this is all from today's video as well as from this unit of plant layout which we were discussing from last 4 videos. In next, we will basically begin production and productivity, and we will know how production is taking place, what all can be done to improve productivity. If there is any confusion in this particular today's video as well as this complete series of 4 videos, you can write on our mail study meedu.study@gmail.com or in the comment section. And if you are liking, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you friends, take care.